No,
We're-
well, actually, to travel in space is to travel in time. So technically, you would have to leave the universe to be able to time travel.
if you
But
could,
isn't
can
the
you
universe
prove
infinite?
the universe?
If you can prove time travel, you would have to actually leave the universe itself or be able to think of it like an iPad. You would have to be able to zoom out of the universe, scroll around, click on something, and then have a timeline pop up, go through the timeline, pick something, and have an infinite number of shit pop up, being like, okay, if this happened, go here. Or if it goes happened, go here. It would be like insane. So you would have to be able to actually leave the universe to travel within the universe for time
I
travel.
don't know if that's necessarily true. Because can you prove that there's anything outside the universe?
There has to be something outside the universe for a
What do you mean?
universe to
Okay, prove
exist.
that. Prove there has
It's
to
like
be
a
something
bubble.
else.
It's like a bubble.
What are you talking about? Travis
Think of-
fucking mind blowing.
Think of our universe like a bubble, but it's not that.
Naked leaves.
It's not a bubble. It's more like a bigger bubble, except that bubble isn't a bubble.
Prove
It's
that
more like an infinite
prove that
spatial
there's like a
awareness.
bubble at all.
The
We
universe
have a
is
picture.
infinite, is it
We
not?
have a
No,
picture. Yeah,
Can you prove?
we have a
like,
picture
okay,
of our Big Bang. We have a picture of the spread.
But
Yeah.
no, like how you
That's
still
all.
have to. If you're gonna say that there's something outside the universe, you got to prove it. Nobody's been able
Yeah.
to prove that there's anything outside the universe. So I just think like you're starting from like a weird
If-
position.
No,
that hasn't been
if there's a
demonstrated.
universe, think of it. Then what's outside the universe? Nothing. Blank
Who
space.
That goes.
No, you're going about it wrong, Mikey. It's like, do you? How
I
do you
love
know
fucking
that?
with him.
how
It's
do
so
you-
much
How
fun.
how do you know there's anything outside the universe to begin with? You have
How
to
do you know
prove
there's
that.
anything in the universe? What?
We're in the
Prove we
universe.
exist. I fucking love you,
Well-
Travis.
It annoys me when people like make wild claims,
Oh,
and
and
have
just
no
like
proof to back it up.
I'm just fucking
Yeah.
with you, Travis. I love you.
yeah, okay. Where'd Martine go?
Martine!
My bad. I want to get my charger.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, do you guys think we're the only?
Oh, fuck no. I'll just
No?
tell you right now, fuck no.
I'm
No.
asking
No,
question.
exactly.
The
Isn't that-
astronomical projection of that we're the only living sentient creatures in this universe is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
It's almost selfish to think that.
Well, it's not
Um,
just
It's
just to go.
It's almost it's almost impossible that we're the only ones that at least that are currently like in the state we are in right now. There has
Are you
to
talking
they're
about
also-
societal development?
speaking, there almost has to be other sentient life out there right now or before or after us. Like
Or
it's
currently being developed and evolved, yes.
yeah,
Well,
I mean
the-
they're just basically
we know more about space than our own ocean, and people like to take that into account, being like, well, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
Like apparently we've only explored like 5% of the ocean. Well, how would they know they only explored 5% of the ocean?
because we haven't
just-
actually traversed it very well.
Well,
But
yeah,
it's almost
and
impossible
we don't
because
have
of
the
pressure.
technology to actually go down there. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
no,
can-
because positive
like-
pressure is way harder to develop. Developing
oh yeah.
technological developments to handle intense pressure like that is fucking nuts. Negative pressure we can handle easily because that's less stress on material
No
versus positive pressure.
You don't worry about like other gravities and what
Well,
have you.
like here's a
That's
perfect
true, okay.
example. There's planets we'll never be able to go to, like Jupiter and Saturn, because of
'Cause
even your Uranus, because of their pure magnitude, will crush anything that we send there. So, like when we send satellites for data, they're gone. We just get that last blip of data, and then they're fucking gone. So, a lot of locations like Mars, the reason why we're able to land there is because of the sheer gravitational force that is being placed on those objects is less than the ones of Earth and or equivalent to Earth. We have more chance of going to Venus or Mercury than we do any of the big two planets or big three.
Venus is like pure lava. Like It's
It's
just
theorized. It's theorized that Venus has acid rain, but we've discovered that the acid rain on Venus isn't actually as corrosive during certain times of the year.
No, it's
So
because
we're
it's
actually
so hot.
able to get probes.
Send their melts.
If we land on the other side of the planet from the sun, we actually have some form of chance to actually collect data and actually get a visual of the planet. So
For like, maybe a few hours if you're lucky.
pretty much. But
yeah.
it would still be worth it. It's still worth it just to see the environment that's currently there.
Yeah.
And I think the most recent data we've collected is actually from a moon. Is it Europa? I can't remember. It's one of the moons in, I think, Saturn. I want to say Saturn. And it could contain life forms that are kind of like our octopus, that are like our octopi.
That would be cool. Like, there's like entire oceans on what moon was it?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Like there was water on them or something.
No, it's literally just entire fucking small moon of water.
Yeah. But
Wait,
Mikey, how does the water not fall off of the planet?
Yeah.
Gravitational pull. What the fuck?
Yeah,
From
I was
what,
kidding.
though?
I was kidding because
Of the moon?
flat earthers, they're like, oh, the water
Well,
can't.
their
stay
moon's
on-
about
Oh.
their moon's like this, like a third of Mars or something like that.
Okay. So you guys do think aliens are real?
Oh fuck yeah, fully.
I think the chances of them not existing are ridiculously small. I do not, however, believe they have ever been to Earth.
Okay. What about the pyramid?
Pyramids? Dude, my
I-
stepdad, he watches Ancient Aliens, and he actually believes like everything they say. It's really,
I
it's
actually,
really-
so
I
perfect.
somewhat believe they have visited our planet at some point. I don't believe they stayed very long. I do believe they visited our planet. I don't believe they helped with any of our technological development. I
So you
think they came
been
by.
here, they just didn't leave any proof.
I think they
actually,
showed
that's
up
not true.
to just see and visualize. Because think of it from a scientific perspective. You'd want to see and be like, okay, so this culture is currently here, and then leave. Like, you got to think of it through a scientific level that's past our own development,
No.
which would mean there's no currency. There would be no currency. There would be no form of society that delegates certain things like we do. It'd be entirely incomprehensible. So
Time out.
Well,
You think this is true, but you don't have any proof.
Well, that's not
you
true.
think, but that's the same
ancient-
thing for you, though. You believe they haven't been here, but what's your proof that they haven't been here? It's the
That's
same
not
argument.
how arguments work, Mikey.
That is how arguments work. You can't say they haven't been here without proof that they haven't been here.
Okay, how do you know God isn't real, Mikey? That's
Because
essentially
God
what
isn't
you're saying.
fucking real.
That's a claim you have to prove. Prove that he's not
That's
real.
not a claim we have to prove. We can prove that it's put in our brain literally has a small portion for faith.
Mikey, that's not how that works. That's not
it's
how
a
you...
natural.
the
Yes,
burden
it
of-
is.
Mikey,
You could disprove it by literally taking out the portion of the brain that has the belief of faith, and
Okay,
then
but
your
if you
belief of
take
God's
that out,
gone.
If you take that out, that doesn't disprove God's real. You got
fuck yeah,
Mike.
it does.
If you're gonna say God isn't real, you still have to prove
Fine.
it.
How about we go over the fact I've died twice in my life? So go fuck yourself. God isn't real.
That's not proof.
The fuck it ain't.
It's an infalsifiable claim, Mikey. It was a trap. You can't. Just like
You can disprove God.
good fucking luck, Mikey. I'm not. See,
Well,
Christians
don't-
have done it
I don't-
already.
I don't
Christians have
believe
proven
in
God doesn't exist.
I don't believe in God, but I recognize
You should say.
there's no evidence for him, so
No,
I have
yeah.
a good reason to
Well,
believe him. But there's no,
yeah.
there's no way to disprove it because it's an unfalsifiable claim. So I don't go
Yeah.
out of my way and say no, God isn't real for a fact because I can't prove
Yeah.
that claim. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Well,
God's not real.
we'll think-
Christians proved it.
Okay,
What?
but like what you said earlier is the equivalent of
Oh, I know.
prove God.
I
real.
Travis,
God
I
is-
know.
Mikey.
I know.
I don't care. I
I do believe genuinely if they visited, they visited, and I think it's for scientific purposes. I don't believe that they're here to help us or destroy us or anything like that. No way. Even if they do show up now, they're just gonna be like, all right, this planet's full of idiots. Let's move on.
what's
What do you think they look like?
that's just intuition.
And
And
I
you
think
can't
we'd have to
even-
go off. There's several different ways they could look. if you think about it, like
And they can look.
radiation. Well, if you think of it this way, insects have almost a perfect resistance to radiation. So
Okay.
it would kind of make sense that it's possible that they took an evolutionary stasis that way. It's also
Okay.
possible where
That they
they're
look
more
like
like us. They kind of look like us, but more, like scrungy. like imagine melanin missing, and they probably don't. They to be honest, why would they
Oh,
have mouths?
that's true. And another thing is like why they wouldn't really have they. It would make sense if they all kind of look similar to themselves because us
Yes,
we've gone through like interracial couples giving
exactly.
yeah, and then it just continued down the line, thousands and thousands of
Exactly.
families. Yeah,
Like that
Yeah,
episode of South
millions and
Park where
millions.
everybody looks the same,
Yes.
and they
Yes, exactly. That's actually that actually sparked a huge controversy because it makes sense. It kind of makes sense that over years and millions of years of more human development, sooner or later, I'm sorry, we're all going to look alike and talk alike, and that's just part of what's going to happen.
um
You only can interbreed so long before you kind of, you know, end
hit
with
the
no
wall.
more yeah, like you hit there's only so many fucking different forms something could take before it ends out something. So
Yeah.